So nervous system regulation complete. Now sitting with this emptiness. Is it like waiting? But in hindsight, the path is nothing but difficult and challenging, and let's have it straight. The journey, not everyone makes it. Many are called, but few are chosen. Few are able to choose for themselves to be healed. So the great work, some work, is complete. And now the real work starts. It's all very well being okay with being strong, being accepting when humans surprise you. And it's all very well getting to the point where nothing can surprise you, where nothing can harm you. But now the challenge is remaining open, because boundaries is what kept me alive. Well, the Holy Spirit. But the barriers that protected us become our downfall when we are needing to be present, open, aware, inviting, and in receiver mode. And the scars, the psychological damage from all the trauma and abuse and neglect cause us to see things in a cloudy way. I couldn't tell you how many honest to goodness humans, true ones, that I have sabotaged a connection with, or misunderstood their intentions, projected wrong ideas. Because I'm an expert in human psychology and an intuitive being. I trust my guidance. But what's the difference between intuition and trauma response? Well, there isn't, because both of them know their self to be the correct move. But the difference is that one is true, substantial, and the other one is fearful and protective. We think we know love because we've gone out into the world and preached the gospel to all nations. We carried that love everywhere. But what about receiving love? You might know about trying to resuscitate zombies, but what do you know about circles of vitality? Me, I still haven't processed 40 years of hurt. Not fully. I might have to release that as an aim, because in order to process some things, I would have to fully comprehend them, accept and admit that that is what has happened. And it doesn't make sense to my logical mind. I will always question, and that leaves me a pillar of salt, like Lot's wife, who was told not to look back. So, how to embrace the paradox that the world wants us dead, but life wants us alive? How do we truly accept nothing less than real, honest, true love without assuming? I know I am safe now, here, anywhere, but I am safe. I'm a safe human. I'm not in any danger in this life anymore because of the regulation of my nervous system. Nothing to do with the outside. But I have always been an intellectual that enjoys thinking, that enjoys reaching conclusions and answers. And that's a gift and a curse. The shadow of that, the overthinker, what good is a regulated nervous system if you're still trying to dysregulate yourself through mental torture? And how to address the rose tinted spectacles version of what transpired versus the cold, brutal truth. On one level, because this and that are true, and my version of events is just one side of the story. But if you get assaulted, if a 3-year-old child got assaulted, yeah, and you were the child's parent, would you bend down and calmly say to the child, yeah, I know that man has just booted you in the face, but what you've got to understand is, yeah, that man has never known love. That man has always been traumatized and he really hates his life. So please, can you just forgive them? Don't, look, it's just a bit of harm. Suck it up. Just deal with it. Come on. And so, isolation saved my life. And it is also slowly killing me. And I can't even put a name to the fear because it only lives in my being and in my mind. I'm not scared of death. I welcome it. I tried to court it. I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of other people's opinions. So, is it that I am mortally terrified of being loved correctly and redressing the stories in my mind? Could be. Because in my soul, I've just had enough. I've had enough of all of the types of experiences that I have been through. So something's got to give. And I cannot suicide my way out of this one. I tried. I tried. Not with an intentional effort, you understand. I tried the long, slow, cowardly way, and it brought me back to life. Everything is changing rapidly now. People are just dropping dead left, right, and centre because it's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of the most adaptable. And the adaptation is this train is bound for glory. All aboard who's going aboard. Anyone else is getting run over. Ignorance is no excuse now. The earth is being purged in fire. So I know in my heart of hearts that everything is about to get truly beautiful. But I've been avoiding certain things because to truly face those things would have finished me off. Really, I have not been stable in this life. And every time I've found a certain sense of stability, I have had to move on. Because of all these shadow projections and healing and dysregulated nervous system manifestations, but ultimately all in the name of learning and cycles coming back around to find the strength to draw a circle around my being. A circle is supposed to be open and inviting. For the most part, I've kept everything out just in case. Self-abandonment. That's all it ever was. As a reflection of the child that never grew up, that always felt abandoned, rejected, out of place, too much. I think it's the unprocessed rage, which is putting a dampener on things at the moment because I feel great. I feel like the best I've ever felt. Better than ever and getting better by the day. But it just wasn't fair. It was not on. And yes, it led to healing. Yes, it activated certain parts of me. And yes, I learned how to work for God. I am no victim. I am no victim. But there is a perpetrator out there that we have all fallen victim to. And it's not another human. It's not a mythical entity called the devil that exists outside of humans. It's fear. Because there is only love or fear. For the first half of my life, I spent every second saying yes. The next 20 years, I slowly and effortfully learned how to say no. And now I've put my foot down and I don't know how to take it up again. I've pushed people away out of my life because it was easier. Just remove all potential for any more hurt. And I am fully, entirely comfortable with my aloneness. I don't feel lonely. I have got a team of spirits that are always with me. Coming out of my cave, and I've been doing just fine. The killers. I don't know how. I don't know when. But one day soon, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to know. I'm going to say to myself, this is it. Today is the day. Today is the day the saboteur dies. The things we want most in this life are the things we don't allow ourselves to have. Because we've all got some sort of, well, I don't presume to speak for everyone, but humans have got a kink for sadomasochism. I enjoy this beautiful earth so much. This earth experience is so dear to my heart, but I'm tired of not sharing moments with people. To some degree, I feel like I've been waiting for everybody in the world to catch up with the way that I see, feel, sense reality, the nature of love. But it was all a test. see if I would put my money where my mouth is and to be loving despite ... to still carry that remembrance. In the still silence, there are no questions. There is just knowing. Ego is a comfortable prison. Living in ego, satiating animal. But just in essence, a primal mechanism to ensure survival. I'm done surviving. I will to knowingly be alive in every moment. And share my aliveness with similarly vital humans, because that is how we can make substantial difference. So today, because today is all we ever have, today I release the need to sabotage anything in life, and I call on my faith to remind me what I'm here to do. Because if I can't love properly, I may as well not be here. Because it's time to step up. Yes, so much I inherited. Family and ancestral traumas. Life experience traumas. Near-death experience. Getting hunted by malevolent spirits when I was so close to the edge. So close. Selfish caregivers. Being disowned by family, blood family. Which is a gift, by the way, if you think about the absolute need to individuate. But it's not the point. I have never received consistent love in this life, apart from a lady who died when I was 18 years old. It's like a part of me died that day with her. Or at least fell into a catatonic state. Life is so magical, but when you are thinking, when we emotionally attach to thoughts, some sort of sick nostalgia, you can't see the magic, you can't remember who you are. just fall prey to that victimhood. And nobody does this consciously. This is a child literally saying, what the actual fuck? What? What is going on? Any traumatic memory, to recall that and be in it, it's exactly the same as being there when it happened. And these survival tactics we adopted. Love is not scary. Love doesn't demand of us. It just stands resolute. I think part of it is that I haven't actually fully expressed everything that I've been through. I haven't written the book that I will write. I started to write it 5 times, but every single time I knew not to carry on for various reasons. One, maybe my frame of mind, the lens that I was viewing the world through, and my history, the way that I was writing was not neutral enough. But another thing, I just always knew every single time when I was about to move on, I just always knew. So that's why I haven't been stable, haven't had consistency, routine, and structure. Just been trying to heal, just learning what real relaxation is. Everything must go. And of course, there's still more incoming things to process. Situation I have currently been exiting. A court case in 2 days where 2 humans lied about me. 2 humans that had nothing to gain, as far as I'm aware. And they don't know me, and I don't know them. So it's no wonder. It's no wonder my heart is so reluctant. I know this has been a long video. Didn't really intend for it to be this long. Half an hour. If you have sat through all of this, thank you. Thank you for bearing witness and listening. Because this is what I mean. The only spaces I have found to be able to talk my shit and express and process have been digital, really, for the most part. That's changing. It's changing. I'm calling in solid, reliable humans and drawing that out of myself also. I can't blame other humans for not being what I needed, especially when I consider that I have not often or always being what other humans needed from me because I was too busy being what I needed for myself. Ah, just keep on keeping on. Like something big, something big and life changing is on the way. Like for me to just be in the space where I know it's okay now. It's okay to just collapse and let it all come out. And that there's no further points on the calendar where I will have to account for other people's ignorance and be affected by it in any way. It hurts. It hurts. And yes, I'm glad it does. It doesn't detract though from the experience. Wrestling with this idea that it could ever have been easier or different. It's just silly. It's pure nonsense. But why can't we just hurry up? You know? I want to live in that world where everybody is considerate, where everybody's needs are taken into account, are supplied for, where humans don't have to worry so much about guarding their hearts or speaking their truth or just being who they were born to be, and everybody receiving the benefit of that. I have 7 subscribers on YouTube. The last maybe 7 videos that I've made have got 0 views. So you might be the lucky one if you can see this. If not, I'm just talking to thin air. Nothing new. Nothing new there. It's all good. But perfect love casts out all fear. That's all that we need to remember. I'm just letting it drag out a little bit so I can stop the video on 33 because I'm like that. That's what you're going to do about it. Love people. Love.